Hi friends, after a very long time, I think I came back to my online teaching, and I have started this teaching especially to all my friends who really are not able to get the good ideas from the classes as well as from the books, and some are about to write for the exam. For those, I'm just giving this topic because it's very important in OBG. Fetal skull is going to score you much in the practical as well as in the theory. So today my topic is about the fetal skull, which I'm going to tell in a very simple way, but diameter I will be discussing in the next video, but here I have given a little bit ideas, not too much. So fetal skull, there will be the major aspect that you need to know. So please try to give the better to discuss is like what things you should keep in mind. First of all is but the parts of the fetal skull that you need to keep in mind. There are three parts of fetal skull are there. This is a face, this front is a face, and the base that beneath one is a base, and that one, that pink color, right, from that to that portion is called the vault. Face, vault, and base, which is the part and plays a very important role when you have to learn about the fetal skull. And second thing, you need to learn about the landmark. These all things I'm going to discuss anyway in a further slides. And landmark you need to know, and a bone, how many bones are there. And I forgot to mention that in a face there are 14 bones are there. You might get the question in MCQ that how many bones in the fetal skull face. So it's a 14 bones, especially in the fetal skull the bone will be the number 7. And sutures means, again I will deal afterwards. Sutures you need to know when you have to learn about the fetal skull. There are 4 sutures, and fontanelle, this is very important, and please try to give more attention when I'm explaining about the fontanelle, because in every part of the OBG the fontanelle plays a very major role, and moreover you will get more questions related to that. And number 6 is the diameter, which I will not be going so detailed in this video because it might take a bit more time. So afterwards I will explain you in an easier way. So diameter also I have mentioned a bit of the ideas in this slide. So you can clearly see, right, these all things I'm going to tell about, and if there is any like a confusion, you can see this picture image is very good and labeled well. So now I'm going to tell about the parts, and I have given the bit of the ideas in the beginning. So parts, what things are there means base, as I said, is a lower portion of the skull, and second is a face, it's a submentum, means in a common term I can say that chin, beneath the chin, but you cannot say that when you are presenting for the exam time. When during the practical session you cannot use those words, but for your better understanding I'm using it now. So submentum you need to tell, but to recall it in an easier way I'm using that common term. And the glabella is a ridge of the nose that you can find the gap between the eyes and the nose, that is called the glabellar region, and from that to the beneath the chin or the submentum is called the face. And vault is again the glabella, as I said, the ridge of the nose, and to the nape of the neck. I will show you in a picture. So this is a base. The skull beneath is a, when you are wearing the shoes, the sole, the beneath the sole shoes is called the sole, right? But in a skull we can say the base, and this part you should know when you are presenting the skull. At the minimal you should know this idea. And the second thing I like to discuss is a face. Face start from the nape of the neck. Nape of the glabellar region is the ridge of the nose, that is the ridge of the nose, right? Gap of the eyes and the nose, that is called the ridge of the nose or glabellar. From to the chin. Chin is here, right? In a medical term we should use, being the OBG student, we should use the submentum, that is called the face. And vault is from this section, this portion separated, right? That portion to that part is called the till the neck. Neck is here, right? So nape of the neck is called the vault. And now third thing I'm going to discuss is a landmark. Landmark is also very important because you might get the question like only question you might get like show the skull, landmark of the skull. At that time, no need to explain all those things, parts and all. That landmark only is enough. So in a landmark, frontal eminence, I will explain you, parietal eminence, and then subocciput and submentum. At the minimal, you should keep in mind these 4 points, and if you want to explain, that will be the better one. So frontal eminence means eminence is just separation. There will be the separation of the bone. There will be like a lining between the two frontal. That line is called the eminence. So always there are two frontal. When the line is there means there are two. Okay, so eminence. So there are two frontal. Frontal is always on the forehead and separated by that line is called the eminence. You can say like that. And two frontal and two parietal. Eminence is there means two parietal is there, right? So and then subocciput I will show you afterwards, and then submentum. Since there is no eminence, there will not be two occiput. There will be only one. Okay, so subocciput means it will be beneath the occiput, and ossification means again you might get the doubt. Ossification is just the connection of the bones or the eminence, if we can say that. Two bones, okay? Frontal and frontal is connected by one line that is called the ossification. In an easier way, eminence, so that you can recall frontal eminence, right? Landmark, you're being asked with a landmark means you can say these 4 points, and if you want to explain in a better way, you can say those eminence in the explanation. And submentum is here beneath the chin is called submentum, and occiput is here backside. This is a front, and backside there will be this kind of structures. You can say subocciput. So now I'm going to discuss skull bone. Bone, there will be the 7 bone. Always you should know that frontal bone, parietal bone, frontal 2 bone, right? There are 2, and parietal 2, and temporal also 2. So temporal means near to the ear, okay? And then occipital is only 1. So in combining these all things, 7 bone. Again I will show you. Frontal 2 is there. This is the frontal 2, okay? Temporal 2 near to the ear, and parietal 2 near to the frontal next to the frontal, and then occiput bone. Okay, hope I'm able to give you the better explanation in a lengthy way, but I think I may take more time, so I'm explaining you in a bit of the fast, and hope you are getting the idea. So now suture I'm going to explain. Suture is very important as well in exam and all. When you are writing for the exam, you might get a question with the MCQ again. Suture, what is mean? The fibrous tissue which connect the bone or ossification, this kind of words, if it is coming, that is called the suture. Actually, in a common term, I can say that sutures actually mean the connection of the two bones. There will be the connection in two bones, that is called the sutures. Okay. And how many sutures are there means there are 4 sutures. Keep in mind, frontal sutures, as I said, frontal bone, this is a face, okay? And then 2 frontal bone sutures and coronary sutures in this coronary suture, okay? Here clearly labeled, right? So you can say, and sagittal suture is here. The sagittal suture will be the between 2 parietal bone, 2 parietal, as I said, right, bone that is separated by the sagittal sutures. Lamboidal is a occiput. I said occiput is only one, that is separated by the lamboidal sutures. Okay, so sutures should not you should not get doubt when you are asked with the such kind of question. Sutures is just a connection of the two bones or ossification of the bone, or eminence how commonly we are not using, but ossification and the connection of the bone we are using most of the time. And fontanelle, there, that is also very important. So fontanelle is a, there are 2 fontanelle in the fetal skull. That anterior means front part, right? Posterior means back side. And so anterior fontanel, surely you will get such kind of question, 3 or 5 marks in an exam. Anterior fontanel is also called the brecma, that is in a diamond shape, and it is also called the brecma. Usually it is closed by 1.5 years or 18 months. You can clearly see more of the child, right? When they are born, it will be very soft, and by the days goes by, it will be becoming harder and harder. So that is called the anterior fontanel. And within the frontal sutures, again, that frontal two bones and coronal suture is connected with the anterior fontanel. So posterior fontanel, I will explain again. It is also called the lambda, and it is triangular in shape. Keep in mind, okay, triangular shape is in a posterior and diamond shape is in a anterior, and 18 months and 1.5 years, and then posterior is 1.5 months. Okay, this thing, if you are keeping in mind and able to explain in exam time, I'm sure you will get the good marks. So diameter, I'm going to explain. Diameter, I will not go so detailed because in a other video, I guess it's a better idea, because it will be the lengthy video and you might get so mixed up, because it's quite difficult for the initial person to learn the skull. So I will explain the diameter in easier way in the next video. Now I'm going to tell just like a superficial part at the time being, but you need to know about the parts and landmark as well as sutures if you are, and fontanel. Okay, please keep in mind. And diameter, you can just tell transverse diameter and the longitudinal diameter. And if you want to study these all things, I think it will be the better idea, but I will explain all those things in the next slide in a better way and easier way. So transverse means it's in a vertical line, so always it will be in a vertical line. And biparietal 9.5, bitemporal diameter 8 centimeter, bimastoid diameter 7.5. And longitudinal means like a assembly line we are making, right? Same like that. It's an anterior and posterior. Again, the diameter will be the in like a different diameter, which is from the front to the back, and front diameter is different, and back diameter is different. So these are the things you need to keep in mind. And if you're like having a doubt with this diameter and wanted a more explanation, you can keep the comments and I will explain. I will explain you. And anyway, I will download the video very soon with an easier way. And thank you so much for watching my video, and hopefully my video, especially for the students who are not able to get the ideas from class as well as from the books, so I'm just giving them idea for that purpose. And hopefully my video is able to help you guys. And thank you so much. And diameter of the skull, I will share in the next videos. And now here is some of the like a homework you can do, like just to recall yourself. And this, if you are able to name these all, then I'm sure that you will get the minimal marks in the exam as well. And thank you.